I am Christopher John Bjerknes. It is March 23rd, 2022. There are many forms of Kabbalah. To keep things simple, I am going to first describe the general tenets of popular Kabbalah. Afterwards, I will reveal the carefully guarded secrets of occult Kabbalah. Kabbalah is an emanation theory which evolved from the Greek Orphic mystery religions, Gnosticism and Neoplatonism. The Greeks taught that there was a meta-god, which they called the monad or the one. This meta-god had an idea that it wanted to create the universe, but it could not create it itself because that would convert the one into two or more. So the one instead emanated a being known as the demiurge or craftsman, which would create the universe for the one. The emanation from the one to the demiurge did not diminish or subdivide the one, just as light coming from the sun does not appear to diminish the sun. The demiurge separates into its male aspect, which remains as the creator god, and its female aspect, which is the world's soul that controls primordial chaos and contains all the souls of living beings in one. The male demiurge and the female world soul mix the light, which is like seed, with the darkness, which is like a womb. This gives birth to all created things. The light falls into the darkness as it emanates out into the womb. And as it emanates, it falls further and further away from the one and becomes increasingly dispersed into chaos. The light loses its perfect rationality, beauty, and goodness, and descends further and further from the perfection of the one. The darkness increasingly absorbs the energy of the light until the darkness itself shines. At that point, the cycle is complete. All the light has fallen as far as it can. Chaos has won the battle between light and darkness, and the darkness shines. Chaos triumphs in the end, and the end of the cycle mirrors the beginning and becomes the beginning of the next cycle. The emanations form a great chain of being. The one is at the top of the pyramid. Then comes the demiurge, then the world soul, and this trinity is separated from the worlds it creates below by the great divide or abyss. At the very bottom of this structure is primordial chaos, which is the most distant point from the one and is completely bad, disordered, irrational, and ugly. The gods are higher than human souls, which are higher than human bodies, which stand above animals and animals above plants, which draw their nourishment from minerals that are formed of matter at the bottom rung of the pyramid. Epistrophy is the opposite process of emanation. Epistrophy raises the light back towards the one. It makes things more rational, ordered, unified, beautiful, and good. The Greeks taught in their mystery schools that the soul is higher, more ordered, more beautiful and good than the body. The body drags down the soul by constantly encouraging it to worry about acquiring food and staying alive and meeting the body's other needs. The soul can be released from the prison of the body and undergo epistrophy back to the infinite light of the one through a process of contemplation. If successful, this results in an ecstatic reunion with the one, known as a unio mystica. Kabbalah has adopted all of these Greek notions, and that is where popular Kabbalah largely ends. The occult Kabbalists believe that chaos existed before the demiurge brought light into the worlds it created below the abyss. Chaos is the firstborn son of the one, which the Kabbalists call the Ein. It is firstborn like Cain, Ishmael, and Esau. Light is the second-born son of the Ein, like Abel, Isaac, and Jacob. The firstborn son inherits a double portion from his father of both the present world, Olam Hazeh, and the world to come, Olam Haba, when the darkness shines. Chaos wins in the end, and in the end chaos absorbs all of the light and becomes infinitely powerful. Kabbalists want to be on the winning side of this chaos kampf, but see themselves as the second-born sons who must take the birthright of the firstborn sons by absorbing their chaotic souls of Yechidah. They first have to free these souls so that they are free for the taking. The Kabbalists view themselves as bodies, the vessels which will absorb the firstborn souls and become shining darkness when chaos triumphs over order at the end of the cosmic cycle. But first they have to trick the firstborn sons into giving up their souls, like Jacob tricked Esau into handing over his birthright when he was starving, and tricked Isaac into giving Jacob Esau's blessings by pretending to be Esau. Esau surrenders his soul when he stops believing in his own gods and believes instead in evil gods who are out to destroy him. When Esau takes this bait which Jacob hands to him, Jacob, who is the body, the vessel, snatches up Esau's soul, his birthright and blessings, and fills the vessel of Jacob's body with the light of Esau's soul of Yechidah. Esau then loses all of his life-sustaining energy and ceases to exist. He has been tricked by the hungers of his body into losing his soul. He has given up his soul and becomes extinct. Jacob then becomes the firstborn by default and bears the soul Yechidah of chaos, which he has tricked Esau into surrendering to him in order to satisfy the needs of his body, his hunger. The process of creation and destruction, which the Greeks posited as a chaos kampf between the forces of light and darkness, is graphically and symbolically represented by two trees in Kabbalah: the tree of life, which stands upright in the daylight, and the tree of death, which is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It forms the root structure of the two unified trees. The emanations from the one fill the 10 vessels of the tree of life, which are the Kelipah Nagah, or shining shells. The 10 vessels of the Kelipotic tree of death are empty shells and reside in the dung heap of the earth, which fertilizes the two trees through its roots, which are the tree of death. But the serpent, meaning the Kabbalists themselves, climb the two trees and free the sparks of light contained in the Sephirotic vessels and transfer them to the Kelipotic vessels, which then begin to shine. The process lasts for the 7 days of creation. On the 8th day, the darkness will shine, and chaos, the serpent, will have triumphed over the light, and the cycle will be complete. The menorah celebrates this event. The 8th candle represents the darkness shining. Chaos will then be free of order and law again, and the Torah will be discarded. The devil will prove that he is God, and the second-born sons will bear the souls of the fallen firstborn sons. The light will triumph over the darkness by becoming it and making it shine as it gives up its energy to chaos. The Orphic Greek mystery schools taught that the god Phanes Protogenes emerged from a cosmic egg that was surrounded by the serpent of chaos and night, Nyx. The intense, loving, good, and beautiful light of Phanes shone throughout the chaos in the beginning and mixed with the darkness to produce the universe. The seed shot out into the womb and gave birth to everything. Phanes is not only the creator god, the demiurge, he is also the destroyer who ends the cycle by consuming everything. The chaos absorbs all the light and itself shines and becomes all-powerful. The moment the light entered the primordial chaos in the beginning and forced order upon it, the chaos began to resist and break down the order and restore its absolute chaotic freedom. That is what occult Kabbalists do as well. They break down order and restore the freedom of chaos, while transforming the light into shining darkness so that evil triumphs over good and chaos wins out over order. They want the full moon to shine more brightly than the sun by absorbing all of the sun's light and energy. They want the night and the devil to win the chaos kampf, as always happens in the cosmic cycle in the end. This is graphically and symbolically depicted in Kabbalah as the two trees exchanging places like an overturned hourglass. The present top Sephirotic tree of life absorbs the daylight and sends it to the roots, the tree of death. They are starting to shine and rise in epistrophe. Soon the two trees will trade places, and the tree of death will rise up and bask in the shining moonlight. The tree of life will be buried in the dung heap. The end will mirror the beginning when chaos was master and light was in the womb. The devil will then be Lord of the universe, and the Kabbalists will be its firstborn sons in the next cycle of the world to come, which will last forever because the Kabbalists will kill the Demiurge Yahweh and keep him from creating any new worlds. He had always fudged his work anyway, which is why the painful process had gone on so many cycles before without ever achieving final success. The Kabbalists believe they are better than the Demiurge Yahweh and will fix things nihilistically by destroying them all and turning them into absolute chaos. You can learn more about the mysteries of occult Kabbalah in my books, Beware the World to Come, Rise Above the Gods Who Hate Us, and my book series, Satanic Secrets of Jesus Christ. Please like, share, and subscribe this video so that you will be notified when my new videos revealing the hidden secrets of Kabbalah are available for you to watch. There is a link in the description below where you can find my books.